when he plays
Wait,
Brawlhalla.
what? Wait, what?
In it for the gold. Priya, what? Okay, maybe he's seen the light.
Maybe he's seen the light? I hope so.
All right. Well, wasn't expecting this, but we're going to have Sandstorm on Priya.
I really wasn't. I wasn't expecting this at all. He actually, when he was getting ready to leave for the event, he posted a picture of a big old scary-looking turtle.
I know.
So I kind of figured it was going to be the Amugi this weekend.
And then played Teska, so, you know.
Right.
Well, let's see. I mean, currently sitting down here, very, very locked on this Priya. And look at the strings, right? That Chakram split down air is kind of, I mean, I talked to Sandstorm even about the weapon this weekend. And maybe it was even you I was talking to about it, where he said that, like, you know, the down air and the recovery are the two things that he believes are, like, you know, the reason you're playing the weapon.
Right.
And so far from what I've been able to see from Wes, him, and Ben Tranquilo, I'm a believer.
But as we're, you know, me too, but as we're settling in, I am noticing the different, so we've seen the play style of Wes and Vim 10 Kilo and they're pretty similar when it comes to the way they play Priya. Sandstorm has a different style on it. It's very more methodical. He's very more reactive to what Faith is putting out, and it's definitely a different style on this weapon. Very curious to see how Sandstorm continues to push this through the set.
And see, there you go right there. Sandstorm goes for kind of a soft read with the recovery. And, of course, you know, Faith decides to dodge down, right? So he doesn't get hit by the recovery. But because he's dodging down, which he's doing a lot, so I'm sure Sandstorm's going to pick up on that pretty soon. But it just means he can't punish the read that Sandstorm's going for. Nice down air from Faith again, able to go ahead and get that first stock off of Sandstorm, keep things nice and even before they get too far out of the realm of possibility. Manages to keep Sandstorm starved as well, has an axe in hand. Are we going to keep the starve going? Yes, we are.
Smart, very smart.
Especially when, you know, there's a new weapon you not too familiar with. Don't let him play it.
That's one thing we don't see a lot of in professional Brawlhalla. Just, I mean, if there's a situation where you really need to weapon starve your opponent, they will. But, like, why not do it from the very first second of the game? Just starve your opponent, take away their options. We just don't see it a whole lot.
Yeah, you know, like, really, when your opponent doesn't have a weapon, you're in one of the most advantageous positions you can be in Brawlhalla, right? So keep that for as long as you possibly can.
Sandstorm, we're seeing the ground attacks. Very, very close at game number one between Faith and Sandstorm.
Oh, the classic.
Faith is going to go ahead and get that gravity cancel neutral sig. Is going to go ahead and send Sandstorm down to that bottom 45. And Faith is looking very nice in game number one. See what kind of bonus damage we can get off of this hammer. And so far, so good. Two very clean hits from Faith to get him going.
Yeah, I think people just are not familiar enough with Faith's game here because this guy is good, like really good. I got to catch some doubles yesterday. I was impressed. Today here in the singles landscape, I'm impressed as well. And I think that, like, you really, really, really cannot sleep on this kid here. I mean, with the Taros as well, everyone's been talking about how good this legend is right now. Yeah. I think, you know, just because of the sheer amount of Chakram we've been seeing, that we kind of haven't had as much time to talk about how good Hammer and Taros is right now. That was an orange Stomp Sayer that knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was Faith taking game one off of the GOAT of Brawlhalla. That can't be understated. The game ended so abruptly, I didn't even think that I was going to have to call it so soon.
No, and it's one thing, you know, I hadn't really thought about. You know, we got that buff to Hammer and that extra damage output off the light attacks, and then you add that to the already very, very, very powerful Taros. You can absolutely just melt somebody's stock. Yeah,
like in a moment's notice. I mean, that's the other thing. We also saw some Nash and twos yesterday as well, kind of for a similar reason, right? Just the sheer strength of Hammer. Stomp Sayer, you're getting like 30+ some odd damage.
It really is. It is like 30+.
Yeah, like actually. You know, and it's like, because people forget, like, yes, you know, getting more damage to the light attacks also means that it's scaling with the character stats. So then, like, the damage is that much more damage, but also because you're doing more damage, it also means you're knocking out earlier, right? And so, you know, we're getting kind of some forbidden early knockouts here with the Hammer these days on Taros.
Very forbidden. I don't, see if he's going to be able. No, Sandstorm staying underneath that scoop.
Okay, nice. Goes for D-Light Nair. Picks up a sword as well.
I thought Faith was going to be able to catch that landing, but Sandstorm refused to go down to ground. But he is Faith is going to go ahead and secure that nair, secure that stock, and he now has the lead in game number 2 against Sandstorm. This is looking pretty hard for the GOAT.
Yeah, no, he's struggling a little bit to find some of these knockouts. I mean, granted, like, you get a recovery right now. It probably will be enough, but not from the base, but like here, not quite, right? Like, you need a little bit of I guess, verticality on that for it to really be getting those knockouts. From the ground, though, that's not going to be enough. What did he just go for? He just go for side light into, was that, did he get the Chakram side light? Like, did he get the strong one there? What did he knock him out with?
He hit the side light and then went into a
And then went to the, okay, I didn't see the stance transition. That's why I was like, when did he swap? Did he weapon throw down and do it? I just didn't see. I don't know. I have to catch that back on the replay. But
I'm sure production will get us taken care of.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, with the Sair. Things are very, very even. Sandstorm at the slight disadvantage here against Faith. Okay, hit him with the Sair. Oh, it was going to go down. Looked like he bluffed it. Dare into recovery.
Oh, has no dodge.
Sair.
One more Sair could end this. Down air as well.
Oh, he missed it.
Okay, I like the attempt there. I think going for Fuse Chakram there might have been better. Just because you're able to just get the one strong hit, which is all he really needed for the knockout.
But there it is.
But it doesn't matter, right? It just like finds the nairs, carries upward, and then you go for the recovery. Because realistically speaking, the knockback, you know, the force on that recovery is not that high. It's just the fact that it carries you so close to the top KO box so easily that makes it get those early knockouts sometimes.
Sandstorm looks like he's doing a very good job adapting to this Teros. Game number 2 looking much better.
Okay. Gets caught there as well. Nice. Manages to get a punish on that downer into the stage, right? You know, a lot of Chakram players, especially currently with the way that, like, it currently refreshes the jumps without you touching the ground, have been, like, trying to make use of that to make it harder to punish, but...
And granted, I'm not 2,800, but, you know, as I've been playing Chakrams, I've been trying to kind of like exploit that and see what I can do with it, and it doesn't really.
It's not much, you know, but it does just allow you to have your hurt box in a different spot, which has its uses.
That is true. That is true.
Realistically, you know, the move itself is just good, you know.
It doesn't need any more bonuses.
Yeah, right. Like it's like, all right.
It has advantage state almost ever. Plus, you can reset your options with it.
It's like, all right, maybe we're getting a little, you know. But I mean, with that said, I mean, weapon storage happening here for Sandstorm as he's just keeping, and he tries to go for that again. I like that. I like that setup. Because we haven't seen any of the other Chakram players really try to use that fuse to sidelight at all, right? But Sandstorm's trying to find an opportunity to get use of it, and it's a really strong move.
It is. It's just a matter of being able to get it in because it is a slower attack. It is, you know, you do have more recovery frames off of it. And so it is a riskier, but it is that risk versus reward as we see that Sair from the fuse, from the split, going to go ahead and send Faith on out of here in a very close game, but a nice comeback from Sandstorm there to go ahead and tie this setup a 1-1.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to be able to catch it here. Right? I'm like, it happens so fast. I'm like, what is he hitting him with? You know, like, because I don't see him throw it. I'm like, is it the downlight's not the thing knocking out there? But I'm like, I don't.
He won.
Yeah, you know, because I don't know. Anyway, hopping right back to Demon Island, you know, and we'll see. Maybe. Okay, we got the scoop here as well. The recovery, double nair. Oh my, so much damage. I say that it's only light yellow though, right? Like another weapon that gets that many hits in a row, like Qatar's doing that even. It's not quite as easy, you know, or rather you don't get nearly as much damage, but the reset, right? The reset's brutal.
I know. He could not get the stock off of it, but look how quick.
He could have got the stock out of it. He just left, you know. He should have gotten the stock off of it.
But, you know, being careful, you know, you don't want to press it too far, especially against Teros, being able to get some sort of reversal on you. You can rack up that damage very quickly. Sandstorm's got 4 hits to 1 of Teros at this point.
Oh, is it just the fuse? Maybe I just didn't realize because I never use it like that. But the downlight to fuse the Chakrams just hits much harder, huh? I never really because I only ever use it to split them in half, and I know what that hitbox does, but I never tried.
Oh, yeah, it does send them for it.
I didn't realize putting it back together sent them so far, but that makes sense. Now I understand. Okay.
We're learning here on the desk today. That's what we do.
I just never used it like that. Yeah, that's good.
What have you guys learned today? Oh, whipped on the nair. Sandstorm stomp. Sayer not going to be enough. He's going to have a hard time getting back on the stage. Nice weapon throw. Woo. Finish it off with the ground pound. A very nice from Faith. And we are all tied up at 2 stocks to 2.
Let's see. Now we have Sandstorm on the sword, which he's probably going to get rid of pretty soon here. Maybe go for some weapon throw openings here. Yeah, as he's kind of buying some time. He's going to throw it away. And now we're going to wait for the Chakram. And there it is. Spawns just exactly when Sandstorm needs it. We get a fused sidelight as well into a swap off of that D-light. And then we're going to see he's going to be fishing for these end lights and goes for the Nair. Nice wake up, though, coming out from Faith with that down air. Faith
fighting back with everything he has. We see that hammer just a swing. And okay, CB's going to have to get back up on stage. Sandstorm, we see the edge guard coming out with the ground pound. Faith never saw it coming. That is going to go ahead and take out that stock. Sandstorm, full stock advantage, getting ready to put himself into an advantage state in this entire set if he can go ahead and confirm this last one.
All right, now let's see. Huge damage here from Sandstorm. Gets to drift away with that side air as well to bring himself closer to the base platform to reset some of his options here. But Faith, nice dash jump, turnaround, down air, but it's still not enough. Tries to get another dash jump, turnaround, down air, but this time with the hammer, and it's not going to connect. And Sandstorm manages to pick up a pair of chakrams, or I guess a singular chakram, and split it up, and then go ahead and get all this extra damage. Nice conversion, though. That was good.
That was really well done. See if he's going to be, he's in red. I don't know if he's going to be able to squeeze this one out or not, but he's still has Taros. Wait a second. He might be able to get the job done. Sandstorm, no weapon to be found. I'm pretty sure he has Sword Prime, too. So we'll see how that's going to work out for him. He did have Sword Prime.
D-Light recovery is all he needs, though.
Yeah.
Goes for the Sayer instead. Maybe the recovery wouldn't have knocked down on this high of a ceiling, but it doesn't really matter, right? Gets a side air, weapon throw. You're forcing something out there, whether you hit him because I think he did like a wake up or something. But even then, right? You have to fast fall below it. You have to either burn your dodge to get around it, and then after that, you know, Sandstorm, very good at going out there and going for gravity cancel, sidelight unarmed. Go ahead and close out a stock, or just go for the tried and true patented gravity cancel D-light ground pound.
0% on the Priya signatures. He only threw 2 out. That was completely done off of light attacks.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. You know, we saw like when West was playing, was very liberal with the down sig, right? And then for Tranquilo, we saw was able to close out some stocks with the neutral sig as well in the chakram to kind of get that kick to send them backwards. But seems like, you know, the signature usage is one of the biggest things that we're noticing between the different Priya players, aside from the fact that I think Sandstorm's approach to kind of how he approaches neutral in the punish game is a little bit more different. But we have a swap over to Sentinel. What do you think about this?
I don't know.
One of the best characters in the game right now. I know,
but I'm trying to figure out this Qatar versus
Chakram
matchup. Because I see what he's going for, but I don't know if it's going to work out. Like, I really think that Spear and things with that have that range be able to kind of play around it, because you have to get up close and personal with those guitars.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get up close and personal with Chakram.
Well, so my feeling here is that both of these weapons can smother each other. Nice side sig, the Chidori coming out from Faith there to go ahead and secure that first stock. But like realistically, like it's the only other weapon in the game that has fast enough hitboxes to try to contest with Chakram in these ranges, right? Like, all right, it always has Nair as an option to try to wake up with if Chakram's trying to smother, right? Or down air. Like, these moves are fast enough, but you're kind of playing the same game, but with a different weapon, right? And look, he's able to keep up.
It's working. It's working for sure. That speed is definitely working out for him here. Okay.
Oh, no weapon. That's going to be hard.
I know. But he's able to get back.
Nice.
Sandstorm cannot find it. Still can't find it.
Good movement to go ahead and sneak onto the stage here. Maybe a down sig. Yes, you know it's coming. That's the Sentinel classic, baby. Got to hit him with that static, and that's going to be a lead for Faith here, trying to force this to a game number 5, and right now has all 3 of his stocks.
Yeah, he is literally on cruise control right now. Sandstorm is having a very difficult time trying to deal with the Sentinel. Maybe the stock here. No, Sandstorm's going to go ahead and opt to go back for the Chakrams. Sayer is going to allow Faith to get back up on stage, and we're still putting more damage against Sandstorm. Finally with the knockout. Good bonus damage. 2 fresh stocks left to go. Sandstorm's in big trouble.
Yeah, no, I think Faith pretty much has this one. We'll see if, you know, the GOAT can go ahead and do the full comeback, the reverse 3 stock. With the way these guitars have looked from Faith thus far, I don't know if I'm confident, but we'll see. He can come down back. You see, he uses that Nair to get back down to the ground. A lot of other weapons don't have something so fast that they can drag the hitbox with like that. But it's looking like the head-to-head definitely feels a lot more doable with those guitars in hand. But right now, Faith has that hammer, and it might be a little bit harder to get back down to the ground, but he does have so much more damage per hit.
Yeah. Go ahead and hit that scoop. get
Go for
Sandstorm
side sig.
home.
Ah, man, we are on the same wavelength right now, dude.
You really are in each other's heads right now.
I would have just ended it with a down sig on that dodge, though, but that's the one difference we had there.
I mean, do you need to go ahead and grab a keyboard?
Listen, man, I might have to. Maybe I'm better at this game than I thought. Hold on.
Oh, man. All right, Sandstorm trying to hold on here. Final stock of game number 4.
And the side air.
Wait a second. I mean, I know he's a GOAT, but does he have a whole nother stock in him?
Yeah, and you got to go do this one pretty much untouched, right? Hammer side sig, you're gone. Qatar side sig, you're gone.
Qatar
Stomp,
recovery,
you're gone. You
gone.
know? So you have to play perfectly here, but what if he never gets a weapon? Hold on.
No, that's
oh,
it.
beautiful wake-up turnaround. Oh, my gosh, that was so crucial, and the managed to get the pickup with the hammer. We're going to Game 5. Faith putting on such a show today. I mean, not only has he been able to take out AJ Moore, was able to take out Guichabu as well, and now there's a potential chance to take out Sandstorm. This would be set. I mean, that PR got to jump a couple spots, and maybe a lot.
I think it would at least a spot or two. He looks so cool, calm, and collected too.
Oh yeah,
I'd be shaking like a little.
Now,
leaf.
someone got a face like that, bro. I'm scared. I don't want to play against them in bracket, bro. You're too locked in.
You're too locked in.
Lock out, bro.
Lock out.
That's someone who's ready to do damage.
And of course, the winner of this game is going to be going up to face the winner of a West and Vim 10 Kilo set. So it's just nothing but sharks, bro.
Do you think Sandstorm sticks with Priya, though?
No.
Because there's
yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. There's part of me that's like feels as if, and I don't want to discredit Faith, but like there's just a certain level of tenure that Sandstorm has with, like, if you swap to Mordex right now, right, or even Teska, there's part of me that feels like Faith might have a more difficult time with that, but...
Well, Faith swapped up again.
Okay.
He threw the guitars away, gonna keep the hammer and swap over to gauntlets. And
I don't know.
We're going to see some core.
I'm never a fan of winning, especially as hard as he won that last game and then swapping Legends. Maybe he got a little bit nervous just because, Sandstorm started mounting a slow comeback toward the end there. But that just means he got him back to last stock. That's fine, dude. You had so much of a lead. I don't know. We'll see how the Gauntlets do in their Chakrams. I feel like they do worse because that end light on Chakrams, I feel like is going to do a really good job of stuffing the Gauntlets on the way in. Same thing with the side light. But we're going to see. I mean, so far, not looking great for Faith here.
No, I think we should have probably, I don't know why he swapped. I really don't understand. The guitars worked out so well, was able to contend with the speed of the Priya and get some strings in of his own. Had Sandstorm's back against the wall the entire time. That's crazy work. But we'll see if it pays off for him in game number 5. But so far, Sandstorm now has a full stock advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Sandstorm just really likes going for that setup, and I think that really sets him apart from the other people that we've seen today, where he pulls people in, fuses the Chakrams together, boom, there goes the stock, right? A lot of other players, like let's say like a West or Ben Tranquilo, they downsig there. But Sandstorm just hasn't pressed that button really, except for right there, we get to see it. Maybe saying like, wait, yeah, that is something that's in the arsenal, huh? But yeah. Again, now he's pressing it.
Now we're seeing the down sig come out.
I mean, that one's too good to not use, bro.
Especially after you hit like a side light and you throw it out and you bring them back in and you immediately throw down that down sig. It ain't true, but it's...
I mean, if you're going to go for a soft read with the D light, you may as well just down sig because of how low the recovery is, right? But it is a safer option, so I understand why Sandstorm has been going for that previously. But even with that said, I mean, this escaped Faith, right? You won Game 4 with the Sentinel. Now we're in Game 5, and you're on the verge of getting 3-stocked by Sandstorm. Should you have swapped? What are these gauntlets doing? Because those Qatars were able to cook. Obliteration, 3-stock from Sandstorm.
But not even that. Wait till we see these damage numbers. Wait till we see these damage numbers, because that was brutal.
That was disgusting. I mean, the last game ended up being like, no offense to Faith, amazing player, really happy with the showing, taking Sandstorm to Game 5 is something to be proud of. But